Good day, Green Thumbs. My name is Brandon, here with Easy Swap Pots, and guess what? We finally made it to March. And that means we've got a few more weeks before bud break, and I'm out here trying to tame my green thumb because it's screaming at me, woo-wee! It's almost 50 degrees and I need to propagate something. So if you got a green thumb that's doing the same thing, stick along because I'm here to show you 3 easy steps to propagating elderberries by cutting. All you're going to need is some pruners and some dedication, so come along. Step 1 is going to be to locate some elderberries while they're still dormant. Like I said, you have 2 or 3 weeks left before bud break, and you could start doing this as early as November and December too. So here I am standing next to some struggling elderberries, and I'm going to cut these all the way back to the ground and hope that they reshoot. Part of the reason why they're struggling is we got them in a dry area and they actually prefer wet feet. So I'm going to go ahead and cut them back and we'll use these to propagate. Alright, so now we have everything we need to propagate these elderberries. One thing I do want to caution everyone is please do not let your dogs chew on these. There's some toxic chemical in the wood itself. On to step 2. So step 2 is actually going to be taking some decent cuttings of some live wood. And in order to do that is we need to know what nodes are. We need at least 2 nodes. And that's where the branches grew out of. So that's a node, that's a node. Right there's a node. You can see a node right here. So we need at least 2 nodes, and then one node goes in the ground to create the roots, and then another node is for the new growth. Another thing to make sure that you know you have live wood is that you want to see this ring of green just on the inside of the bark layer, which is also called the cambium layer. If that's not green, you have dead wood, and that is not going to do anything. So make sure we got that green wood, which we do. And then when taking your cuttings, you just want to make sure you're at a 45 for the part that's going in the ground, and you want to be within a couple inches of this node, or of the node that you're taking. So I'm within a couple inches of the node. We're at a 45. This is the next node, so that would be my node up above, and then I can just cut right here, and that would be one cutting. The only other thing you want to do is make sure you're roughly staying a thumb thickness or even finger thickness. The thinner ones won't have enough energy to reproduce. So there's a perfect cutting, and then you just want to stick it into, I'm using just a pot that I had last year growing something in, and no nutrients, no rooting hormone or any of that, just straight in the ground. And we have to make sure that that one node gets in at least an inch deep. So there we are. You can see I got a couple others in there, and I'm going to take another cutting. Again, 45 within a couple inches of a node, and then cutting above the other node. Green growth, one node, there's the other node for what's going to put on the new growth, and I'm going to stick that in there as well. And then just make sure that node that's going to put on the roots is actually an inch below the soil. So we want to have good drainage, and we want to make sure that the soil stays moist until basically spring or summer. And then the last one I'm going to take a cutting of. And for the final step, all we have to do is make sure that our soil never dries out completely, and we just wait for the new growth. And like I said, the reason why I did it in one of my easy swap pots is because it's going to make it super easy when I have to divide these all and actually transplant them to their final home. So I hope you learned something. I hope you get some more elderberry cuttings in the ground this year. If you don't know the benefits of elderberries and the elderberry syrup that comes from them, please Google it or check it out for yourself. It is wonderful stuff. So until next time, Peace.